Warning, this podcast contains mature content, including scenes or descriptions of graphic violence, sexuality, and psychological trauma. Listener discretion is advised.
The Rancor's Brothel presents Impossible Landscapes. A Delta Green campaign by Dennis Detweiler.
Troy, do you have alertness?
Yes.
What's your alertness score?
Do you see the bullet?
40.
Okay.
I got it higher.
You're sitting there and you guys are having this discussion, and obviously you look back and you're talking to them, and then you look back and something is different about the box.
Different how?
As you look at it, you realize that the Cyrillic letters on the box have changed.
He's got a 50 in Russian. Does he have to roll it?
I think he's right.
No, I don't think he's rolling.
He's rolling
Oh,
Sam.
you're rolling Sam.
Just let me go ahead and...
Gotcha.
Let's fail.
Okay. We'll call that one sand. It no longer says Zitsnalitsky Tractor Factory.
What does it say?
Says you lot are dead.
It says in Cyrillic, along the shore the cloud waves break.
Oh my god.
The font and spacing is identical to what was stamped before, but it no longer says that. In Cyrillic, it says, along the shore, the cloud waves break.
It's going back to the Carcosa bullshit.
And that, where did we counter that?
The writing with Abigail
Yeah.
Okay.
in the room.
Yep.
Fellas, the writing on the box is, it's changed.
It's all Greek to me.
It no longer says...
And I looked into if it was forgery or not, so I guess I probably would notice that it changed.
It says something different.
I mean, I don't speak Russian, but...
Does the box itself actually look the same? Just the lettering changed?
Correct.
Okay.
I will repeat what it says in Russian.
It's beautiful, man.
And then repeat what it says in English.
The language of love.
That phrase sounds familiar.
Do we recognize where it's from?
It's a phrase you've heard before. You swear you've seen it before. You think there's more clues on it somewhere.
Clues on...
You've definitely heard it multiple times.
Oh, like clues about it?
Sure.
Okay. I'm confused.
Welcome to Delta Green. Fucking Detweiler.
How far to New York from here? It's where Abigail went missing.
Yeah.
Where did we find that?
I mean, that would be the lead my character would be most interested in. It's like, why is this missing person's case just kind of left open?
Gets us out of Boston.
What's that?
Gets us out of Boston.
That's true.
Or we face the heat and try to survive.
It's not going to happen.
We have 2 days to build a story.
There is no story we can build that is not going to end with us not being killed.
Yeah. Everything
Not mean to rhyme that.
everything we come up with is going to implicate ourselves one way or another.
And see, that's also an assumption you guys are making.
It's not. This is literally what happened the first time. That's the last time around.
Yeah, but they weren't working for the program. They were working for someone else who got them into the shit.
As far as we know.
Again, at this point, if that's what you guys think, we die now or we think later. Or we die later. Because... we have a debrief we're going to have to go through. Or what are we going to do? We either have to avoid the debrief and then they're going to hunt us down because we avoided them.
How deep do you really want to go?
Again, we were already like a level deep. Like there's no more going deeper. It's more just like...
Now, this is in character. How deep do you really want to go?
Yes, I know. I'm saying this too. Like there's no more deeper. Like we're deep. We're as deep as you're going to get. So it's only like, we're only going to be...
That's not true. We can totally lose more sand.
If you want to go deeper, it probably starts with a phone call. As I point to the big brick phone. That's your intel. That's your contact. It's the only contact they had, sort of.
From the sounds of it, it doesn't sound like they got much from that contact. It was pretty much a dead end, or just straight to the point.
Don't you want to know who's on the other end?
I want to know what connection they had with Marbus, because Marbus gave us that phone.
I'm trying to think of a new character's motivations and what it would...
You've already stated as Flynn, kind of in character as well. You want to continue investigating what they investigated.
Oh, yeah.
So
Flynn does.
Why not contact their contact and see where to go?
So contact 616 and be like, hey, we found this phone. We know what happened to the previous group. What do we do next?
Tell him we're in town. Ask him if he wants to meet.
He doesn't seem to be the meeting type.
We can knock.
So here's where I'm stuck. I can understand the program's desire to contain this.
Yes, sure.
Because people are dying.
Yeah.
But
By the program, but
well, yes, that's true.
See, and that's why, not to interrupt you, Flynn, but that's why I think if we just be like, hey, we found this box of their shit, we didn't go through it, we don't know anything that they knew.
But we do. And that's where I'm wondering
Because
if
that's where
there is
roles come in
more
that we're
good
going to
that we
fail.
can do, if there's more that we can contain with the information that we now have. Do we have an obligation, not necessarily to the program, but a moral obligation to try to get some answers, to try to figure this out?
What more answers do we need, though?
I mean, what answers do we have?
They got contacted by some crazy person to do something they thought they were doing for the program, and they died because they were working for the wrong person. Like, hey, you weren't supposed to be working for this person under the obligation you were working for us. We can't let that get leaked because that's bad reputation.
But what happened to Whitwer? What happened to the patients? What happened to Abigail Wright? People are disappearing, not just from the program.
Apparently, the program doesn't want it investigated, so, because if they did,
What happened?
Well, they obviously do because they keep sending people to investigate it, but they're too worried about containment.
did the program send Whitwer and his team? Do we know that for sure? We don't.
We actually don't know that.
What if it was another false lead? Maybe that's why Winston was freaked out about Whitwer, was because Whitwer was working for the program, just like Roderick and his cronies were too. They were working for
I
the
could see that.
program.
I could see that.
Again, it's I'm on board with at this point. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm on board with. You guys want to go down this rabbit hole and figure out if there's more to it. But we either clear our names somehow with the program or we don't. Those are only two options. At this point, I think we're dead either way. But if there's something we can find out that clears our names and maybe lets us live, then. But at this point, I think we're
Tough
just
one, lads.
yeah.
Cody's just over there like watching the draft.
No.
no, he's not.
What?
Nothing.
Uh-oh.
Apparently, Troy got something that's not
A
good news.
missive.
No. What do we have the translation of that postcard somewhere? I know it was like put in chat, but we don't have it anywhere else, do we?
Oh, I have it.
Say, I believe Flynn wrote it down, or I can find it for you.
Dearest M made the crossing with a strange little man. That's all I had. And then what was the rest of it, Grady?
Wait,
I got it
Called
all.
Mosby.
did you send us the clue in English?
Yeah, it's in the
Or
chat.
Yeah,
decoded,
I
I mean?
did.
But again, it's in the chat somewhere, which
It's deep.
Hold on. I'm trying to find the fastest way.
It was in the chat, or was it in the clues folder?
is in the chat.
Oh, that's going to take some scrolling.
Oh, come on. Come on. No, I don't want to write on this PDF. I want to scroll through it to find what I'm looking for.
I feel like we encountered the name Mosby again.
Mosby?
Mosby.
Ted Mosby?
Yeah. Was it in the file folder? The name Mosby? I will look back through the file folder. Looking
Okay.
for a reference to Mosby.
Too many things all at once. I need
Sorry.
the physical book.
Sorry, here, I take the book.
No. I need
Impossible
them
Landscape.
to Impossible Landscapes to
Oh.
be printed. Dearest M, made the crossing with a strange little man called Mosby. All is well. The towers of gold are magnificent, and Yithiel, spelling, is a wonder. Say hello to V for me. Abigail is here. Wish you were.
Where? Okay, so the watch says along the shore, but the E is missing. That E picked up somewhere. Where was that? We found another message that started with E and then continued, but I am not finding it.
You have the watch. It's in the box.
Right, but there was another message that started with the letter E.
Yeah, it was like ETH, eCloud, right?
Right. It might be the rest of that message, but that's why I was trying to figure out what was that.
That's a good question.
Aside from Encounter Group.
It was from the Dorchester house, I think. Something we found there.
Patient records?
Was it the watch?
The watch had along the shore, but the E was missing. Like it got all those letters, but the E because it's too many letters.
That's right. And
so
then
the E picked up somewhere. Another message that we found. E picked up somewhere with more.
yeah, was it the back of the watch?
We only have
The
one.
watch is in the box.
We only have one image.
Look at the back of it.
watch.
It continues the message.
Okay. Yeah, it was E, and then the cloud waves break the twin suns, or the twin SU. And so the N must...
But legitimately, was it on the back of the watch? Because I thought it was somewhere else because it was.
It's on the back of the watch.
I know you're telling me that now, but it was somewhere else. Like I know that.
It was on the box.
All right,
It's on the list.
it's not on the list. It might have been on the list, but it's not anymore.
Wait, something new on the list?
I don't remember what the list said necessarily before. Some of these look familiar, but they are, yeah.
Oh, my.
Have the hands on the watch changed?
No.
We never got to talk to Whitworth's fiance.
That's another possible one.
That was really the next best lead we had, probably.
I don't know if our next best lead's another demon, but
So, you've now seen this occur several times.
I mean, several points to like more than 2, and I don't count 2, more than 2. So you're gonna have to tell me where else I've seen that phrase.
That's not what I mean. Presumably, you saw the list.
Mm-hmm.
The list no longer says what the list said before.
Right.
You saw the box. The box no longer says what the box said before.
Mm-hmm.
You see a watch,
Mm-hmm.
but theoretically no longer says what the watch said before.
Right.
Daniel, roll pharmacy.
I don't got pharmacy.
Now you do.
It's a base 0.
You now have a 60.
I'm trying to like remember what about this is different, and these look mostly the same.
But at one point, it was just a list of 4 names.
Right. No, I know that.
You're missing the point where a handwritten list of names.
I know. I got that.
Okay. And
Well,
where a stamped box
Right.
now no longer says what a stamped box says.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like you're accepting this very lightly.
No. I've gotten a cold score of 60. It doesn't seem all that kind of weird. Like,
I still feel like we've been drugged.
I'm still like legitimately. Troy is very still much confused about where that the other message came from.
I'm at a loss. I don't know.
Anything else you gentlemen would like to do?
Find an ice pick and shove it in my ear.
It's supposed to be fun. Didn't say it'd be easy.
Is it still like that night?
Sure.
No, we went to bed.
Okay, so it's the morning.
Sure. What would you like to do, Flynn?
I'm gonna take a walk. I need to clear my head. I'll not hiding anything. I will go to the box and I will fish out the brass key,
Copper key.
copper key.
Sure.
Anyone want to join me?
Can I get a coffee first or something before we
Yeah.
lose our minds more?
All right, whatever.
Sure.
All right. We get coffee. We go to the 6th floor.
Sure.
We look for 616.
You find a door in 616.
Does it look like it's been kicked open?
No, it does not.
I'll try the handle.
It is locked.
I'll put the key in and turn it.
It unlocks the door.
Welcome to Carcosa.
I'll open the door and
You step into a room that you feel as if you stood in before.
okay. I'm gonna scour the place.
Okay.
Just give it a look over.
Curtains. Is there anything behind the curtains?
No. Blank wall.
Use the phone. See if we hear the ringing.
You do not.
Is the phone still on the floor?
No.
It's like they were never here.
Other things that you find scouring the room. There were some napkins that were smell of wine. I'm assuming now, since Flynn says the word scours, that was where the Gideon Bible was in the trash. So there's a Gideon Bible in the trash, and it smells of wine and notes. So you can fish out a Gideon Bible if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna thumb through it, see if there's anything that I notice about the Bible.
Make me
Pages
search roll.
missing or. Pretty good. Got it. 1270.
You realize somewhere in between, somewhere after Acts, maybe, it stops being a Bible. It starts to read out something about something about some American soldiers recovering something left by the Germans during World War II. Starts to read almost like an intelligence report.
I'm gonna look for anything that seems familiar or
As you flip another 10, 20 pages, because it's only like halfway through the book, you see that there's a large portion of it written in French.
anyone read French?
Sure.
You notice at no point, roll sand, by the way, Flynn.
Damn. Nice. Got it.
At no point, it doesn't cost anything. At no point do the typeface or layout change. It is still bracketed just like a Bible. It is simply the text has changed.
Do you want me to roll my language?
No, I mean, if you know French, you can read this. It's not
Okay.
complicated French.
So it's still a Bible, just in French.
No, it's
Oh.
not. But you can read it.
Yes.
It's called Le Roi en Jean.
Motherfucker.
And roughly in French, it begins, along the shore the cloud waves break.
All right, folks, that's good. We're good. It's like a big circular circle. Up and down, round and round.
You mean entropy?
Time's like a flat circle.
Anything else you'd like to do, or would you like to call it there with discovering that the Gideon Bible, at halfway through, turns into the King in Yellow in French? There's still a lot more in there. I mean, you flip more pages, you may find more shit.
Lose more sand. More
Possibly.
like it. I think we call it there because I'm at a loss and I don't know what to do next.
I knock on the wall where the window should be.
Thud, thud, thud.
Just checking.
The thing is like once they heard ringing on the other side of the wall until they made their presence known. So why did that stop it?
What did stop it?
I told him to hang out.
Oh, okay. You hung up. And then you called back and
Nothing.
pissed him off.
Why did... This is the interesting thing, which is fascinating already that I'm seeing in the last couple hours. Why did the 4 do that? What prompted you guys to take that action last time?
We were stuck. We wanted answers, right?
What
I
prompted
can't
us to make
remember.
the phone call or to hang up the phone call?
To call it in the first place. I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Because people like to touch the shiny.
No, there was a reason for it. It wasn't just call this number. Did we see the number somewhere in the room?
Wasn't the guy supposed to... It's because the number and the number of the room is the same.
616.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right.
We assumed that he should have been there. So we called the number of the room we were in, and it rang around the other side of the wall.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that is correct.
Still as lost as I was before we learned that.
I'm as lost as was when we first started this thing.
I mean, pretty much. Back to square one.
Did we dial 616 or did we dial like 0 or 9 for room service or something?
None of the other numbers worked.
Yeah, I think 616 was the only one that
Yeah.
worked.
Only
I
one
think
that
we
went
did
through.
try. We did try to like operator or whatever, and nothing worked.
Because this room technically doesn't exist.
And I think
Yeah.
we tried calling our phones or other stuff too. I think.
But we know that Roger Thelamus won't go back to this room.
Somebody was beaten.
His dreams
or
are
something.
soaked in blood and gore.
Yeah, and we had Deacon had
that-
found blood.
Blood spot still there?
Yeah,
I mean, Lucas is better at forensics now, so he probably knows it better.
I mean,
There is
Do you need me to
I
roll it?
50.
there is more about that, though.
And Roger was the one that was having the
wanna roll
affair with.
Forensics?
It's in the... I mean, yeah, if you want to roll forensics. You can tell that the blood spatters. I mean,
Oh,
something
there's
has been
more
cleaned
on
up.
what? On Roger?
Roger
Probably
was.
have an underline.
His dreams are soaked in blood and gore. He hadn't shot anyone before that night. So Roger shot someone in this room.
Yes.
But he was also known to see that lady in this room, right, too? So maybe he shot her.
What lady?
There was a female that he was seeing, right? They had an affair with
He's
each other.
gay, homie.
Who was the two that were having an affair then? There was one female in the list, right?
Geneva Brown was having an affair with a much younger clerk at the office. Doesn't say anything about her banging him here. Roger's the only one directly connected to this room. It implies that he shot someone. He hadn't shot anyone before that night. He runs from the inevitable.
I
never
thought
sleeping in the
she
same
was.
place
I thought
twice.
she was seeing with someone else on our list.
Geneva.
If I remember right.
Well, I mean, they're a team, so they would have been together.
Yeah, and there was two that were like sexually involved or romantically involved.
No, not on that team.
Okay.
If there was, it's not on that paper.
Yeah.
Could've
No,
sworn
we
maybe-
have Whitwer, who he was restrained, strapped to a cold table before he fell into blackness. There he rests, that's present tense, sightless at the bottom of infinity. So the implication there is that Whitwer was restrained, was strapped to a table. He's still alive, but he's unreachable. Brown, she saw behind the mask, and her remains were thrown back through the window. It seems like that's all in the past tense, and she's presumably gone. Thelamus, he runs
back.
from the... Hold on.
Go back to that. No.
What?
Who went through a window?
Geneva Brown. Her remains were thrown back through the window.
There's no window in this room.
Yeah.
If she was shot here,
We don't know that she was shot here. We just know that Thelamus shot someone here. He runs from the inevitable, that's present, so we can assume that he's still running, never sleeping in the same place twice. He won't go back to the Boxer Hotel, that's future, so we can assume that he is not only alive, he is able to act unlike Whitwer, if we're
Right.
going to unpack the syntax.
That's why Roderick went to the wall in the first place.
yeah, because there
Roderick.
should have been a window there.
Followed the blood.
Yeah, the
To
blood.
the
Yeah,
wall.
follow the blood to the wall.
Her remains were thrown back through the window. So the implication could be that Roger shot Geneva in here, dragged her body to the window, and threw it out. But we don't know that that's talking about the same instance.
I mean, it also
Seems more plausible, though.
it also gives them a reason not to go back because, I mean, obviously, bad memories.
Would a forensics roll clear any of this up?
You already made it last time we played.
Yeah.
Forensics show blood being dragged.
I mean, that information.
I mean, yes, it is entirely plausible that that blood spatter was taken from a central spot on the floor, that spatter moves towards the wall because you even undid the air conditioner and looked inside the air conditioner and you saw blood spatter.
Yes.
Then you went, aha, and you threw back the curtains and saw a wall.
For a window that should have been there.
Correct.
I think she was shot here and thrown through a window that no longer exists.
Okay.
And clearly, that's the reason he won't come back here, because it freaks him out.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the
Whatever
assumption that it's her would be the assumption that they stayed here together, like as a team. So Whitwer was
Possibly,
there
yeah.
as well. I mean, obviously we're staying in a hotel together. This happens a lot
Seeing
in the
one of your
program.
teammates die is probably not good for you.
Or killing one of your
Either
teammates.
or,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So where's the window?
I point to a wall.
The sweat drops down my balls.
The spirit of Grimm inhabits me. A hammer forms in my hand like Thor, and I just start beating the wall again.
Didn't we at one point try to break through it and all we found was brick?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You smashed through
It
this
just
brick on the
doesn't
other side.
exist. There's just no window there that we can see.
Do you want to see my Bible? And then tell me that something can't happen?
How do you know that's not what made him go crazy in the first place? Where's your gun?
My dude, it probably is.
I mean, in fairness, we don't know that the Bible changed. You're just reading something that says it's a Gideon Bible that isn't fully a Gideon Bible.
That's true. It could just be a disguised.
Although asking him to
Artifact.
read it in French out loud, and then we would know that it's in French, and that's weird. That's weird enough.
And then that's not the Bible anymore.
It's godless French. They don't have a Bible.
Is there a keyhole in the wall?
Can I make one?
No, there's no keyhole.
No, we need to wait for the last light of Durin's day.
The twin sons. Wait, hold on.
And then we have to put the key.
Yeah, the moonlight will show it.
So I'm presuming you gentlemen would like to start in Boxer 616 next time.
I guess so.
Yeah, I'm gonna bust that. I won't get through there. There's a window in there.
What if we draw a window?
Ooh.
What are we going to draw it with?
You could also like stop accumulating clues and then just running to the next thing, helter skelter. I mean,
We're gathering
thought.
a big dragon's horde pile of clues, and then we're gonna get to the thinking.
it would help if you did that.
We're
Your other characters
doing-
might still be alive if you
We're
did.
doing, and then we're gonna think.
Flynn's like, I'm investigating the room. Okay, you find this thing. Oh, I looked at it. Cool. Wait, go through the window. Aight?
We're all ADHD.
Yeah, no f***ing shit.
I am unmedicated.
Pharmacy.
See, Daniel, you had pharmacy.
Should have taken pharmacy.
Yes.
Medicate my
You-
Well,
characters.
you know what? Next 4 characters we make to investigate these characters, I'll make a physician.
There you go.
I don't think this is the first time you've heard anything about French. This is not the first time you have
Yeah.
heard about Mosby. There's
There's a lot in that file. I think. Yeah.
This is not the first time. Like I said, there are things. There are things. You just need to investigate them and connect them.
And investigate them without going to a blockbuster and getting shot.
That's the key.
Jeff is mocking you right now from the future. I can guarantee it. Because I literally tell you, Jeff does not know much more about this game than you guys do. And Jeff constantly is messaging me. He's like, did they figure out that blah, 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 blah? And I'm like, nah, they haven't got that yet. He's like, what did he say the other day? Did they even bother figuring out what Trevolino means? And I'm like, yeah, right before they went in the mall. It's like, and they still went in, huh? Like, yep. Yeah, they did. It's like, well, you know.
I didn't want to. Tried. Wanted to just go home, get some sleep. Say,
There are 2 weeks.
Winston.
2 weeks.
There will be more.
To be fair, I only mock them a little bit. The guys ended in a weird place again, so I'm going to cut the end of one session in with the beginning of the next session, just so that you guys are aware and there's not any kind of weird time jumpy thing. So enjoy.
So for the listening audience, we've mentioned before, we often have Facebook chats and communicate and talk about how we're going to do things. So the geniuses that play this game, I often message them and go, hey guys, what are you thinking about investigating? What's the plan? Do you have anything? And after a week, the best they came up with was they're going to reverse Shawshank the Dorchester house. which is a plan. On the scale of 1 to 10, it definitely is a plan.
We have nothing
So
else to go off
this makes
of.
it sound like this is what we were discussing. I messaged back we should go to the Dorchester, and then everybody made jokes about Shawshank Redemption. So it wasn't really a discussion so much as I posed an idea, and it was the only idea
It was
we
just us
had.
agreeing.
No. So I'm getting to the point that Daniel wanted to make at the start of the podcast, which I do think is correct. Much like a very disappointed parental figure, was like, you guys really want to think about anything? And then due to setup and having a child who doesn't want to go to bed and many other things, you guys sat and discussed for a few things. So would you like to review some of what you had discussed for the audience for the 2 hours we've been getting ready to go?
The first thing is we realized that there was a few people we came across that had demon names that we didn't realize. I think Flynn has a
The list is as follows: Ophelia Citri, Elias Barbas, Stephen P. Curson, Timothy Bale, Esther Samagina, and Seer Inc., who is not a person, but a demon corporation, who makes a phone.
Yeah, that was our big phone that we dialed 616 on. Do you want to go through who the other ones are?
That is all.
No, like who they are, like relative to the game.
Oh, Ophelia Citri is the fiance of Whitwer. Elias Barbas, it got shot in the head, maybe made of paper. R.I.P.
He respawned somewhere else.
Stephen
May he rip.
All right, paper.
Timothy Bale. Deacon spoke to him in the Dorchester house,
Yep.
ex-military. He mentioned that Stephen P. Curson, which P. Curson, you can shorten that to person, kind of a stretch. He knows things, which jives with the description in the Ars Goetia. Esther Samagina is the head nurse at the Dorchester house. Seer Inc., like I said, is the demon company.
Killer phone.
Timothy Bale also mentioned Ronald Valverde. There's no real connection in terms of demon name that I saw,
Or anything, really.
but
can't all
that
be demons.
person, he said,
I think it's something about getting places.
yeah, he knows how to get places. And Curson knows things, knows something important.
Well, if we find that guy that knows how to get places, maybe we can find all these people we're looking for.
And I have a hunch that I may have mentioned this before. I don't listen to the show. It's a little childish. That
It's a bunch of idiots on it.
Roger was having a fling with a guy named Steve, who may be Stephen P. Curson, since Whitwer, his paramour, is also Citri, who's a demon, so there might be a connection there. Big brain stuff here.
Yeah.
Audience.
Big brain.
Big brain.
No longer smooth brain in this game. All kinds of wrinkles.
Nope.
I sprouted my first wrinkle, and it's just growing.
Any kind of sense
Maltuma.
of organization went out with all the other characters. That was about as best as we were going to get with organized.
Oof.
So
Flynn's got the moleskin.
It's only
I do have my moleskin.
it's only downhill from here.
A couple other things we talked about. I think we're going to start. We talked about maybe starting, just spending some time in the Boxer hotel room doing some research. I will be the first to admit I get excited when I find a clue, and I want to find more clues. So I tend to ignore the clues that I get.
But is it a raging clue?
Unless it's a raging clue. So, we noticed that, like I said, Stephen P. Curson might be someone to look into, especially if he's connected to Roger Thalamus. The VA Medical Center in Baltimore, Maryland was where one of the patients was treated. It's the only prior location of treatment that we have for the original 4 who went missing. So we can confirm, prior medical history, why they may have gone to the Dorchester house, et cetera, et cetera. Ophelia Citri is someone we want to look up more on. And then we have that huge DG file that we need to take some time to unpack.
So let's start with Facebooking, Googling some people.
I would also keep in mind, just from a mechanical perspective, because I know the audience listened to the show last week. It's been like 6 weeks for us because of work and everything else, so it's been a little bit. You are in Boxer 616. I did give you a date. You probably didn't write it down.
Probably not. Because I didn't.
September 8th.
Nice. it is now very late on September 8th because you guys got out of the encounter group meeting at like, I don't know, 8:30, 9 o'clock. You went to Denny's. You're now back here. So you're probably all getting very tired.
Post moons over my hammy.
Right.
Sleepy.
So at this point, you can definitely poke around, but you're getting into the territory of you need stimulants, or you need to make rolls per the DG Agent's Handbook to continue to stay awake.
Do we want to sleep, get up early, enjoy the continental breakfast that Boxer Hotel offers? They have a waffle maker.
616?
Ooh.
We have other rooms. I'm pretty sure.
Ooh.
Who's this we you speak of?
That's a good point.
Well, I mean, we originally came here and got rooms, didn't we? And then we came and looked for this room.
Not these four.
No.
So we could go down to the desk and
So we just came. We just came here and went. We went immediately went to
we
616.
let ourselves in.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Well,
I mean, to be fair, it's a free room.
we. That is true.
Flynn, you talked about going
okay.
off the grid, hiding in a spooky room that no one else can
It
access.
doesn't exist.
It's
pretty off the grid.
I was
That's
about
it.
to say, if we're going to go off the grid, we can't be using our credit cards. So let's just sleep in here. Screw it. Maybe we'll have some cool dreams that will tell us where to go next.
Maybe the window opens.
Ooh, that could be good.
Maybe the window does open.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we could get some shut-eye.
There are
continental
2
breakfast
beds,
in the
right?
morning, bacon, eggs,
There are 2
waffle,
beds.
I'm sure we can probably
some
sleep.
fruit.
We can sleep pretty comfy.
Cody's like, I didn't expect these dumbasses to do this tonight.
No, it's a choice.
They better have a waffle maker.
No, it's just what astounds me with not you, Daniel. What astounds me with some of you is some of you run so far away from anything that has a waft of scary. But a fucking room that does not exist, you're like, free room. F it.
I mean,
It's
going
literally like, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
We are not
Ooh,
exploding this wagon.
I mean,
all right?
going
We're gonna
off
look
the
into it.
grid, you can't really get much better than a secret room.
This is fair, but okay.
It just cracks
It
me
could be a bad idea. Guys, I don't know.
Could be a great idea.
No.
Someone died in here.
Sure did.
Also, the room doesn't exist.
Yeah, it does.
But-
We're in it. It exists.
Free room.
We have a key
Pros
and
and
everything.
cons.
At the present moment, the room does exist.
Free
One goes-
Bibles.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
There's a TV.
There's a TV. I turned the TV on.
But there's no HBO.
Static.
I changed the channel.
Static.
I take the remote. Is there a remote?
Yeah.
616.
Static.
Is there a star button on it?
There is not.
Menu.
Menus.
Can I adjust the contrast on the static?
He starts f***ing with the TV.
Are these the illegal channels?
I think I see a nipple.
That's what I was laughing at. I said he wanted to adjust the contrast.
Roll the C nipple.
Is there any sound coming from it other than static? Can we hear anything else?
No.
Okay.
It does. The TV appears to be broken. Let me double check. That sounds right. Let me make sure there's nothing else going on. Yeah, it says a flat screen television on a dresser.
That doesn't say anything about static.
I just want to make sure it is essentially a modern TV. I want to make sure it wasn't like
That ring lady is going to come through it.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
you did say that it was modernized. I
Maybe
think,
we
right?
just have
Yeah.
to open the right window.
And then the TV will come on. Like watch stories.
There's no other window in here but the TV.
You know, this Lemegaton has the Ars Goetia, but it has 4 other books that I haven't really dove into.
Sequels aren't as good.
So I don't know if they're not sequels. The first one's about demons. The second one's about mechanical stuff. I think the 4th one is about angels. I don't know what the 3rd and 5th one I remember. I can't remember.
So it is getting late. You can continue to investigate. Flynn's character, I gotta learn everybody else's new names. Gideon, I believe, is flipping.
You should
with the
know my
television.
character's name.
Reginald, Wesley, and Adrian. Does anyone else want to do anything? Is he flips with the TV. Like I said, you're all getting tired. You can look in. There are rules about staying awake. It just costs you willpower. And if you roll poorly, I believe you fall asleep is the general gist of it. We're probably not there yet, but I mean, travel time and everything else, it's probably midnight, 12:30,
Yeah, I'll
1
roll.
o'clock.
I mean, if I'm not going to get any major penalties for like the first, extra hour I stay up, then yeah, I'll roll to try to stay awake. If I'm just going to fall asleep, then I fall asleep, right?
I mean, we could keep a watch, as weird as that sounds, in a room that doesn't exist.
I
Weird
guess
things only happen
I
when
guess
you're
that
asleep.
might be a good call.
Like if someone starts sleepwalking,
Someone starts pulling their gun out at someone else.
you can shoot them first. Wait, didn't this happen to somebody?
I don't.
Okay, should we stay here?
Yes.
Yes, we should.
Okay, well,
Everything goes awry at 6:16 a.m.
In case your agents sleep in a spooky room, do the following.
look up room and then subtext spooky.
It just says
And then you got to roll on a D100 table.
What kind of spooky is going to come for them? Is it a missing window spooky?
The last thing Delta Green needs is random encounters.
Oh, God.
Let's not do that.
Oh.
There's enough chaos in this game.
Yeah, Delta Green needs more random tables, I think.
I mean, if you're
One
gonna
D6
I mean,
Byakuya show up.
if you're going to have an encounter, it might as well be random, right?
Yeah.
So that's.
I think just from everything that's going on, we'll just roll. We'll have you all roll 1d3 willpower to stay up for the next couple of hours.
Oh, no, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, because if you want to go to bed, go to bed. I didn't know if you had talked about shifts. You had talked about a few other things.
yeah. I mean, I think do we want to do?
You don't want us to make a roll to see if we lose willpower first, or we just want to make us lose willpower.
At this point, you're just feeling tired. You could just go the to sleep. If you're trying to stay up, that's when you're going to have.
Well,
to
I
start
know,
burning things.
but if I stay up an extra hour to Google something, like, is that really going to affect my willpower?
No. I think it's just a question if you stay awake or not. You know what I mean?
I'm not staying up to do intensive research, but like,
That's fine.
let's just go to sleep, wake up early. That's
What are
gonna
our
be-
thoughts on a watch? One person staying up. At
Oh
certain
yeah, well if that's the
shifts.
case, then yeah, I'll take first watch and I'll Google some things.
Do we
There
feel
are
like
only
it's
2 beds.
necessary?
We can fit 4 people in 2 beds.
You can. I'm just making sure you guys aren't going to make it weird.
Oh, of course.
I mean, didn't you just make it weird? So
I'm just stating there are 2 beds. That's all.
Yeah, I'll take first watch. I'll stay up. I mean, we can do like 2-hour increments, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wesley's going to stay up for 2 hours.
Assuming nothing freaky happens, I want to Google or Facebook search, some social media, whatever we want to use in this world.
Sure.
Uh,
So the rest of you are going to sleep.
Yes.
attempt to, anyways. As much as sleep as you can get in a creepy room that doesn't exist.
It's not creepy.
That's pretty creepy. There's some
different.
blood. There's
You
some
can
blood.
hardly see the blood.
There's a static TV that Flynn didn't turn off, so you guys are going to sleep. You guys are going to poltergeist,
I actually sleep well with some white noise. So
Now we gotta turn that TV off. The Ringu lady's gonna come through.
You guys are on your own. I'm not waking you up. I'm leaving. Yeah. So let me Google. Let's just go down the list. Let's do Whitwer's fiance, Olivia
Ophelia Citri.
Citri.
Roll. What? Wait. I gotta get used to everybody's new stats. You have computer science, right?
Yes.
So, and it's like at 30?
30.
I think. Okay. I just did everybody's new stats. So Wesley's going to know that just Googling a name is going to be challenging to bring back results, not impossible. You know that there are going to be other keywords or key bits of your search that in a Google search, a Boolean search will ding more results.
Yes.
So you start trying things like Ophelia Citri, Las Vegas, for example, since you know that she lives in and around the Vegas area or whatever.
It was a lost something.
It was Las Vegas, yeah.
Said
like
Los
that was
Angeles earlier.
it's a pretty uncommon name to get too into the weeds about.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that if he sits there and Googles, it's going to be a roll. If he just starts Googling Ophelia Citri, it might not bring results back, but this will bring.
Yeah, I'll definitely use keywords to. I mean, that's
Right.
I mean, I feel like that's pretty much common knowledge if you're trying to refine your search. But
Ophelia Citri, Las Vegas, demon. The common
Hellspawn.
keywords.
But yeah, no. You find a Facebook page for Ophelia Citri. Located in Vegas.
When Facebook asks me if I'm sharing my location, I say no.
Are you sharing your location in hell?
Nice try, Winston.
It literally says room 616. Facebook knows exactly.
It's like when you
where
update your status and it has like your area you're in.
Yeah, you checking in.
It's room 616.
Mark yourself safe in room
There's only 2 other check-ins to room 616.
Oh no.
Sorry, I want to pull the picture for you. But you do find a Facebook post. Born Tampa, Florida. Resides Las Vegas, Nevada. Engaged, Michael Whitwer. I mean, the kind of stuff that you're like, yeah, this is who I'm looking for.
Did you say it still said she's in a relationship?
Mm-hmm. She is age 29, and it shows that she is a hairdresser. Ophelia Citri appears to be of Hispanic descent, kind of auburn hair, all done up. You see pictures of her with Michael Whitwer. You presume?
What are the dates, though?
I mean, on and off for the last year or so. Excuse me.
I want to make sure there's nothing recent since we have heard about his disappearance.
Will you chill out? I'm reading you a description. I will get to the important bits, or you can interrupt. Dick.
I'll interrupt as I see fit.
She has mostly positive Yelp reviews as a hairdresser.
Ooh.
Her social media profile includes many pictures of her with Whitwer, talk of their engagement, and a brief cryptic post about Whitwer going missing in early July. The last thing that you can find of her on Facebook is an image. It appears to be a picture of a flyer on the side of a telephone pole, posted on the 13th of August. It's like a sticker or a piece of paper or a pamphlet or something. It's a little out of focus. It's hard to tell exactly what it is. It has one comment on it by an Emily Harris that says, "What is this? Oh, I don't like it." Daniel, roll sand.
Better not be the yellow sign. Damn it. That's a fail.
D4.
Absolutely.
Damn.
It's absolutely the yellow sign.
I lost 2. I am exactly at my breaking point.
Sweet.
I have not gone under it yet.
You can try and push that off on a bond.
And so if I push off onto a bond, I don't lose the 2 points, right?
Depends on what the roll is.
You roll a d4, that amount goes to a bond.
Yes, so I gotta make a percentile roll.
Oh, for God's sake.
No.
You guys have books too? You can look it up.
No, it should just be you roll a d4. Wow, many
it's
points.
1d4 minus 1, and you lose willpower, and you guys are forgetting half the rules because they're not good for you.
We don't use them very often.
You lose the willpower, but you push the loss of sand somewhere.
Correct. So, when your agent loses sand, you may spend willpower to reduce a loss. So if you would like to do that, roll 1d4.
4.
Reduce your willpower by 4. You may now reduce the sand loss by the amount spent. So now you didn't lose any sand whatsoever.
Yes.
But you now need to reduce a bond score by 4.
Okay, I push that roll off.
Onto...
the only one I have.
Oh, that's right.
Sophie Parker. It's Wesley's daughter.
That's gonna go well. Okay. You feel an unnatural compulsion to share this with somebody.
Yep.
You got to share this photo with somebody. It's really, really important that somebody else see this.
Why didn't you let me choose who I wake up?
Because reasons. Because, Daniel, you don't want to share it with anybody in this room.
Oh, God. Okay. Can I do something to fight the urge?
Yeah, roll me a skill.
Okay. I would say if it's someone in the room, I'm going to share it with someone in the room, but I really don't want to leave this room until we have to.
There's other ways to share besides leaving the room.
That's true.
I don't want to use my phone more than I am either.
Roll
I'm gonna call Winston.
Send it to Winston.
Check out this post by Whitworth.
make me a POW roll.
Just a normal POW?
Yeah, you're POW by 5.
Oh, okay. That's a pass.
Okay. You don't want to leave the room anymore, but you still need to share it.
Now can I choose when I'm going to wake up?
Sure, I'll let you do that. You've now lost willpower and you've made a roll. I will allow you to choose who you want to wake up.
Well, now I'm going to roll for it because I don't know who I want to wake up. I'm going to wake up, I can remember everyone's new names. I remember Deacon, not Deacon. That's not who I'm not waking up. I'm waking up,
Reginald.
Like, hey, look at this. Look what I found.
Go away. I'm tired. It's bedtime.
Who there?
So at this point, I'm trying to,
Yeah, no.
shake him and
Troy, make me an alertness roll.
say, I wouldn't say it's aggressive, but it's just like a, hey. I mean, I guess you would decide how aggressive it is, but.
Pass.
Wait, did you just roll
You mean you rolled under your score by rolling a d20, you dick face?
You were so confident to pass.
I mean, he wasn't wrong.
12.
He wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. He passed.
Ooh.
Fail.
Ooh.
Cody almost is letting it happen, too.
Reginald is coming to. He's kind of blurry-eyed. You're kind of getting pissed off. He's sort of paying attention, but not. You really need to share this with somebody. It's of super importance.
I guess we want to keep doing it until I wake him up. And if he doesn't wake up, I guess I'm just going to be like, hey, while I'm looking at it. He just doesn't wake up, I guess.
Troy, Reginald eventually comes to, and you're shoved. This Facebook post is shoved into your face.
No, I'm not. I'm asleep.
He's not getting it. You could slap him.
That's up to you. You have to tell me how compelling I am.
It is the most important thing right now. It's like the urge that you have to pee, and he's the only bathroom.
But at the point,
for miles.
Pee on him.
He's seeing it. He's just not reacting to it, according to me. According to what I see.
He's putting a pillow on over his head. He's trying to roll over.
Okay, well, I'm pulling the blankets off. I'm throwing the pillows on the floor. Like, you really have to look at this. It's important.
It can wait. I'm tired. We've been up all night.
Gonna assume we're sharing beds at this point because otherwise it'd be really weird because I'm going to someone else's bed. No.
Put him in a spoon and see if he reacts.
Just look at it and I'll leave you alone.
There could be somebody else down the hall.
Mm-mm. Already passed that roll. Not leaving the room.
Yeah, but that urge is very strong. You can hear a door close farther down. There's probably somebody in the hallway now.
Nah. I'm gonna go over to someone else, the other bed. I want to pull their blankets off.
All right. Troy, make me a power roll.
Not Troy. He was in the bed we were sharing together.
I understand.
Oh, okay.
I know what I'm doing.
Pass.
All right. You roll the over and go back to sleep.
You fall back asleep. I pulled
really important.
I pulled the blanket off the other two on the other bed.
Okay.
And I'm saying, hey, you gotta look at this. It's important.
Flynn, over or under?
Over.
I rolled a 90. It's clearly your side of the bed.
Okay.
They really have that many blankets? I mean, I figured you're probably sharing blankets at this point.
No, you just happen to be on that side of the bed.
Oh, got it. I see.
You start to wake Gideon up. Flynn, make me an alertness roll.
You want to fail this?
Pass.
You notice two things. You notice a Facebook post being shoved into your face.
Okay.
We're going to roll sand. We'll get to that. You also hear dripping water. Roll sand, please.
Pass, Sam.
Like, Adrian is in a cold sweat, like showing you his phone, this Facebook post. He's like,
Wesley,
sorry.
Adrian.
Wesley's in a like, you gotta see this, you gotta see this, you gotta see this, and it's like, it's a Facebook post from Ophelia Citri. It's a weird picture. Okay. That is not drawing your attention right at this point. It's
but
whatever.
what might be drawing my attention is the fact that in Barbas's house there was that compulsion to share the book.
That
right?
was different characters.
Is it the same? But we know the
I guess
story,
we
right?
I guess we did live through their experience. So
you
you're
do
right.
you do know the story. You kind of get the sense. Like you get the sense that like he's in a cold sweat, he has to share it, and you're like, yeah, I see it. And like even though you're not sure why he's acting this way,
Okay.
you see he immediately calms down. It's like his blood pressure, his heart rate drops dramatically back to normal.
I'm just gonna set that in their bed
Hey,
after he sees it.
Let me see it.
All right, I'm gonna say, yeah. Did you get a good look at it?
Yeah, I take the phone, taking the battery and SIM card out.
What'd you do that for?
I hand him the phone back without the battery.
I got more stuff I gotta look at.
Get some sleep.
At this point, I'm not gonna argue because I'm getting pretty tired because I stayed up for first watch.
But you're kind of hearing him. It's not just like a doop, doop, doop. It's a light trickle. It's as if like someone has just left the bath on enough for water to run out of it in a constant flow. It's not running toilet. It's definitely running water.
Do you hear that? Do you hear the water?
You told me to go to bed.
Before you go to bed, you're not asleep yet.
I'm gonna listen to see if I hear the water.
You do.
Yeah. Can I tell where it's coming from? Like above, below.
I'll check the bathroom.
Through the window.
To the wall.
I'll check my balls. Oh, it's sweat dripping off my balls. I knew it.
Aw, skeet. No, there is nothing in the bathroom. It's clearly coming from the direction of the air conditioner.
I'll check the air conditioner.
As you start to walk over to that western wall, this is where the curtains are in front of the air conditioner. You see water, running out from under the curtains.
Like, what do you mean by running?
Like, just streams of water that are just... Maybe the air conditioner is leaking condensation or something?
Okay, but that's not a drip.
Correct. The dripping noise is coming from behind the curtains.
But we don't hear the water flowing from what's behind the curtains?
You don't hear water flowing on the carpet, no, if that is your question.
Yes.
It is just soaking the carpet and pooling. But you are hearing a trickle.
Well, I'm over there with you. I'm gonna open the curtains unless
I will stop you. Let's just not.
we know there's something behind here. We know there was a window.
I think you need to go to bed.
I think we need answers.
I think you need to go to bed.
I think we need answers. Battle Royale.
I mean, it's a question of what your dex scores are.
That's awesome.
Well, I wasn't like, at this point, I wasn't trying to rush to it, but then he stopped me, so I guess at this time I would try to...
Listen, we're tired. It's late. Let's not let our minds lead us to the places we don't want to go.
Are we, yeah, exactly, that's the point I'm going to say, is like, we stayed in this room for a reason. We need answers. Well, if this gives us the answers we need.
I think you need to go to bed.
How about you go back and lay down, and I'll go see what's behind here.
I wake up real quick and I throw a knife in the middle between them.
I'll endure whatever
ahead.
it is. I'll endure
Go ahead.
whatever it is.
Go ahead.
I'll wait for Gideon to do what he wants to do.
I step back.
Okay.
And,
Put your fingers in your ears and dive behind the bed.
La 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 la.
He prepares a super kick.
Super kick.
I do. I notice the location of my sidearm.
Okay.
So it's by the TV. I put it there when I was trying to fight the TV. I'm just gonna back close-ish to it.
I'm going to slowly open the curtains. I'm not going to open them fully. I'm just going to kind of peek through.
As you peek through, you see, I don't know, the size of a small mirror, maybe a few feet in diameter. You see a circle of what you could only describe as quicksilver, of running silver shimmering liquid.
Which quicksilver are we talking about here?
The good one.
You see a silvery liquid on the wall. It seems to be pouring out of the wall. Except it's not pouring out of the wall. It's growing. Because you first opened the curtains and it was like the size of a beach ball. And as you're watching, you continue to, the liquid continues to trickle and it rolls down onto the floor, but the circle begins to expand. And now it's the size of like a large mirror. And then it expands further, and it's starting to fill the entire space behind the curtain above the air conditioner.
What's
The Matrix.
Okay, what do I actually see in the mirror though? Like, is it?
It's a reflective looking liquid. It's a silvery looking liquid.
Okay, so
it is absolutely defying gravity because it is on the wall. Roll standby.
Well, yeah, I'm going to. I figured that was coming.
That's
but I'm not going to. I'm not seeing the reflection of the room and myself in it. It's just okay.
But it is obviously defying gravity.
Yes.
It is sort of like some like the Shape of Water or something.
That's a fail.
Well, 1d4, Daniel.
Can I push off a bond again?
You can if you want to keep spending that willpower.
Sure do.
You're gonna up your daughter so bad.
You got to roll the d4 to see how much sand you lose first.
Yes.
You lose 4. So you're only going to... You can only push off however much of the willpower you roll.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Daniel rolls 4, so lose 4 on your willpower. Where are we looking on your willpower? Are you still conscious?
Yes.
All right. Let me note that your relationship with your daughter is super as you
I
lose
don't know
another
about
4
super.
after. You went from 13 to 5 in the course of the last 20 minutes.
Pretty super.
That's pretty super.
She gets a permanent insanity. That's how this game's really.
Not going to go well. Flynn, what are you doing?
I'm
Because this
I'm
process
just
is
keeping
taking
my eye
some
on
time.
him. So what is he? What do I see? What was he doing? Is he like peeks behind the curtain?
I would presume, because it's dramatic, that he would probably throw the curtains open.
Okay.
So you are now seeing what he is seeing. At this point, the Quicksilver has filled most of the space above the air conditioner and has become a giant rectangular shape, exactly what you would presume that a window in that space would occupy.
So it's dark. So is this material producing light? How do we... What does it look like in pitch black?
I would presume that the room is not entirely pitch black if he was awake. But if it is very dark, it does appear to be slightly luminescent. You can roll sand as well.
Pass.
No sand loss.
Well, with the exception of the glow of his phone, I mean, that'd be the only light being produced.
My
in
phone.
the
He took
room.
the battery out of my phone.
Oh, that's right.
That's true. So we're
Oh,
in
okay.
pitch
So
dark.
let me get this straight. You are in the spooky room with no lights on, staring at a growing puddle of Quicksilver in the wall. I'm just contextualizing.
At the moment,
it.
yes.
All right.
Well,
excellent.
I mean, you were first to keep watch. Did you turn on a side lamp?
No, we're going with it. We're going with it. It's pitch f***ing black. In which case, it's like a TV on at night. This giant thing is now a double wide window over a long air conditioner, and it is glowing softly. And it's appearing to, like fog, parting in a beautiful cinematic way. The giant square is becoming solid-ish, and it's starting to clear up a little bit. Like after a shower, you know, and the steam starts to sort of roll away from the mirror, it's starting to clear, and you're starting to see things beyond this possibly not two-dimensional shape previously.
I'm going to turn the light on.
Okay, you turn the light on.
Like the big light for the full room.
Okay. I need a roll from the 2 sleepers.
Alertness or what?
We will call it willpower.
Will times 5.
Yeah.
Or wait, there's not
It's
will
just-
times 5.
There's no times 5. It's just what is it?
PAL times 5.
Willpower? That's a really
Yeah,
low
you said
number.
willpower?
Really low number to roll against.
Power
Yeah.
times 5?
Yeah, PAL times 5.
Oh, okay. I did not pass.
Adrian begins to stir. Sort of
Yeah, I'm probably blinking quite a bit too.
Turn off the TV.
You are coming to. Would you like to make an alertness, Adrian?
I mean, in 2015, I wouldn't need the light on with my phone because, I mean...
What am I rolling it for?
They produce
Yeah,
enough light.
Reasons.
That is a pass.
Cool. You can now roll sand because you also see the giant glowing window.
Don't forget to check your stuff off.
That is also a pass.
Okay.
You check when you fail in this game.
0 sand
yeah, you're
loss. At this point, you begin to see it clear, and as it clears
Close the
almost
window.
to like glass, it becomes a 3-dimensional view. And on the other side, you see
A guy sitting at a desk waiting for phone calls.
you see a sort of murky, out of focus hotel room. Not quite mirrored as your own, but similar. But it's as if everything is, like you look inside a terrarium or you look inside a pen at the zoo. You've got the glass between you and the creature, or you've got the glass and then the water and then the dolphin. Like everything's sort of distorted and out of shape. That's what you're seeing beyond this opening.
Remember when I made that comment when we made the phone call from within this room and it rang next to the wall and I was like, maybe there's another room over there. It's weird, huh?
Or maybe it's the same room.
It's exactly what this is.
Telling you, man, we were talking to
Is
people.
the room a mirror image of ours, or is
No.
it from like the 40s?
It definitely looks to be an older style. It definitely does not look new. Whereas you're in more of a modern hotel room, modern conveniences, everything else, you'd have to get closer to it. And I know you're all going to be like, we don't get closer to it, so I won't give you a lot of detail. It appears to be wallpaper.
He's literally standing right in front of it.
And I was going to say, Wesley's compelled to kind of like try to reach through it.
Damn it.
So, like,
He was compelled before we seen the images. He was compelled to put his hand through it when we seen the, whatever you want to call it, the silver.
when your hand breaks the plane, the only way I can describe it, now again, this is a vertical surface, but I need to describe it in a horizontal surface manner. It's as if your hand is breaking the plane of a swimming pool. There is some resistance, very little.
Okay.
You're touching the Stargate.
At this point, his hand, just by touching it, you feel the hand push beyond the opening of the Stargate. Daniel, since you're a lot closer, it is an older room. You can see someone's suitcase lies open on one of the two beds. There's an old phone in there. There appears to be like a security message or something on the back of the door, like fire exits. You can't read it from here. There is a travel typewriter on a desk. There's a pile of papers next to it. That's kind of what you see.
So I put my hand through it and I had some resistance, but it was actually able to go through.
Yes. It if anyone has ever been scuba diving before, it's that weird thing about scuba diving where usually when you swim, you don't really engage the third dimension. This is like scuba diving where you are feeling water resistance, but you can still move in 3 dimensions of the plane. Does that make sense? So you get the sense that, like, if you push through, you could swim in this surface. You would float in it.
That's what I'm going to try to do at this point.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up and grab you.
All right, well, I guess we're going to have to fight each other. Strength v strength or whatever it is.
I'm just gonna say,
What's your dex score, Daniel?
65.
What's your dex
13
score,
times
Flynn?
5.
60.
You want to push in? You can go ahead and push in.
Yeah.
You're slightly faster than he is.
He's going to push in.
Okay.
I'm out of character sheets, sorry.
Well, I had to use like half a character sheet that Troy had last time and like part of my own for my other character, so we'll see.
Okay. That is that.
Do we see him literally get to the other side?
You see him sort of like he sort of puts his hands in or reaches, and he kind of like pushes, and as soon as he pushes and crosses the plane, it's like, again, scuba diving or being in space. You're sort of floating in this miasma.
Okay, so first of all, I want to know, as I'm going in head first, can I breathe? Is the first reaction I'm going to have.
You attempt to breathe?
Do I get the sense it's water, though, is what I'm saying? Like,
yes, as you push through, you feel like you're in water.
So, like, I shouldn't try to breathe.
You would get the sense that breathing is probably a bad idea.
Okay.
Unless you
want
want
this nether soup.
I mean, you're right, you could breathe in it, you just don't know.
So what was the name of the guy that stayed in 616 again?
Roger Thelamus.
But if the room looks like it's from, like, older times, they didn't go missing that long ago. So it's probably not a recreation of when he stayed here.
But someone went through the window. The woman went through the window.
Geneva.
Yeah.
But that was when he stayed here, right?
Yeah.
Which was
Maybe. I don't know.
Wasn't that long ago compared to how old the reflection looked.
But you get the sense that you kind of are bobbing around. In order to go places, you're going to need to make a swim roll.
Oh God! Nobody ever takes swim. Jesus. 20%.
Where do you want to go? Because depending on where you want to go, that changes things. You're kind of like in the room, but you're sort of bobbing.
Well, here's the thing: is I'm trying to get my grounding, my senses together. Because if I feel like I can't control where I'm going to try to exit, if possible. Obviously.
I mean,
Which direction are you exiting? Into our room or into the other room?
I won't be exiting back to where I came from if I can't get control of my environment.
stepping into this is akin to jumping off of a diving board.
Yes.
You're now 10 feet down in the pool, so you are feeling very out of control of what's going on. You are a couple of feet into this room, but you're sort of bobbing up towards the ceiling,
Yes.
and as you kind of like look around, you feel your body twist and turn in all three dimensions.
Well, the thing is I'm not going to try to advance further if I can't get a sense of control.
Make me a swim roll, but which way do you want to go?
I don't want to
You're
go.
only going to get control if you can make a successful swim roll.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, like, I'm not going to dive in and continue to try to go towards the briefcase or whatever. If I can't control it, I'm going to try to leave.
Okay, well, then you can make a swim roll to try and leave.
Well, because you were saying how far into the room am I going?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not going far at all.
Okay.
Until I can get a sense if I can control it. That's an 83. That's a fail.
So you kind of bob there. The rest of you want to do anything? You're sort of like floating around in 0G. You sort of see him look up, and Wesley kind of floats towards the surface, and then towards the ceiling, and then his feet are on the ceiling, and he kind of pushes off the ceiling, and he kind of wiggles his arms around and tries to float, and he's not really going anywhere. He's kind of like that child flailing in the small end of the pool, just kind of spinning aimlessly in circles.
How far in does he look?
A few feet.
Okay. I'm gonna try to reach an arm through and try to grab it.
What is your dex score?
My by 5 or just my dex score?
Your by 5's fine.
My by 5 is 70.
Okay. So technically, you would get to act first, Lucas, if you would like to take an action.
I'm tapping the mic stand. I'm tapping tapping Reginald. My name's like Slackjaw going, dude.
What the
Dude.
I'm sleeping, guys.
Dude.
Jesus.
Dude.
You know, from every
We've been
game.
doing POW by 5 rolls. Make a POW by 5 roll.
Fail.
You know, every game from now on, I'm going to put points in the swim. You know that, right? May not be a lot, but it's going to be some.
All right. Fair enough. You wake up. You can roll sand. And you can roll sand.
Okay.
Fail.
I'm going to call that a D6 plus 1.
Oh! Baby!
Success.
3.
I'm going to call it, for you, I'm going to call it a D4 plus 1 for a success.
I'm
Watch
going
him
to
drown.
push that. It's 3. I'm going to push it off onto a bond.
You need to roll the D4.
It's a D4 plus 1.
Yes, D4
can
plus
I
1.
have a D4? I always forget my D4.
It's 5.
Thank you, son.
I will
That's
push.
5. Do I have to push all 5, or since I
Yes,
only need
whatever the
3?
roll it. Yep, you push
Okay.
the whole thing. You lose the whole thing, and you push the whole thing.
And you lose the willpower.
Yep.
Oh, me.
Yep.
Can I have a pencil back?
A few things.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even know I had it. I forgot I was erasing stuff.
A few things happen at once, and this is why this happens. So he reaches over. Hey, dude. Hey, and he starts banging it on your foot. You snort and wah. And for Adrian and Gideon, you both lock eyes with a Wesley who is tumbling in this space. And as soon as you hear the what, the portal's gone.
Our title track and additional musical arrangements were provided by friend of the podcast, Ian Shannon. Find more of his work at sleepfortheweary.com. Like what you heard? Check out more episodes online at rancorsbrothel.com or the Rancors Brothel on Facebook. You can also interact with other listeners at the Fans of the Rancors Brothel Facebook page. Want to contact us? Reach out to @Rancors_Brothel on Twitter or via email at therancorsbrothel@gmail.com. Most of all, keep circulating the tapes. Much love, everyone.